Welcome to Ginsberg Show and Exposition at the Albany Capitol Center in downtown Albany. The entire Ginsberg team is grateful for you taking time out of your businesses to join us today. We're excited about what we're going to be sharing with you today. It's not just about the savings, but we'll have over 160 vendors there featuring over 150 new products. There will be recipes, ideas, and trends, as well as corporate chefs featuring and showcasing product. We're grateful that you're here, so enjoy the show.
We are Smithfield Foods, and we produce good food responsibly. Smithfield Foods is the world's largest hog producer and pork processor, operating in 25 states and 5 countries around the world. In the U.S., we are the leader in a wide range of fresh pork and packaged meats categories with popular brands including Smithfield, Eckrich, Nathan's Famous, Farmland, Armour, John Morrell, Cook's, Kretschmar, Gwaltney, Curly's, Margarita, Corondo, and Healthy Ones. Our portfolio of popular brands makes us a top supplier to the retail, export, food service, and deli channels. Since our beginning as a small-town meat packing company, progress and innovation have been central themes in the Smithfield Foods story. We believe there's a right way to do business, and that achieving success in social and environmental responsibility is every bit as important as achieving success financially. In providing delicious and nutritious meat products for millions of people around the world, we are also an industry leader in sustainability efforts. To us, the way we make our products is no less important than the food itself. It's a way of doing business that has been important in developing strong partnerships with many top retailers and food service distributors, both in the U.S. and around the world. We've built an entire supply chain on the principle of sustainability, from the farms that raise the grain to feed our hogs, to our suppliers, to the plants that produce our products, to those who transport them, and our customers who sell them. Our philosophy of responsible operations rests solidly on our sustainability pillars of animal care, the environment, food safety and quality, helping communities and people, our employees and their families. Our social purpose, to improve food security and alleviate hunger by donating millions of pounds of high-quality, nutritious protein, is supported by our generous charitable giving program and hunger relief initiative, Helping Hungry Homes. Maintaining the popularity of our brands takes a focused, continual effort from passionate people. More than 52,000 employees worldwide come to work every day to make good food in a responsible way. Our forward-looking, socially responsible focus has led to many industry firsts. More than a decade ago, we became the first pork producer to develop and implement a comprehensive, systematic animal care management program to monitor the well-being of pigs on company-owned and contract farms. Smithfield Foods was also the first company in our industry to receive ISO 14001 certification, an international gold standard for environmental management systems. We were the first to commit to transferring all pregnant sows on company-owned farms to group housing systems. We were also the first pork producer to provide an ingredient glossary for consumers, and the first and only company in the industry to report antibiotics usage. We are also the first major protein company to undertake a greenhouse gas reduction commitment, pledging to reduce emissions 25% by the year 2025. We believe in what we do and why we do it, so people around the world can come together for delicious, nutritious meals, which are produced responsibly and prepared and shared for family and friends. We are good food responsibly. We are Smithfield Foods.
I was born here, right on this same farm. Have been here all my life, as well as my father and my grandfather and his father before him. I raised turkeys without antibiotics in eastern North Carolina. This is Sawyer. He's my grandson. He's a good boy, and hopefully me and him will work together on this farm for many years to come.
I'm raising turkeys without antibiotics on this farm. There's good air quality, there's always fresh water. I'm on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I look after these turkeys like I do my kids.
I get up at 6 a.m. in the morning and I come down to the farm and I make a once-over. I check over all my houses to make sure all the mechanical things are working properly, the feed lines, the water lines, the heaters, and then all day long probably go in those houses at least 15, 20 times a day just checking on them, making sure everything is good. We feed these turkeys vegetarian diets with no hormones or steroids. I take great pride in growing my turkeys and growing our turkeys without antibiotics, and I like to be known as being a good turkey grower.
My farm would stand for hard work, dedication, and I hope my kids can look at me and strive to have a good work ethic, just like I was brought up having a good work ethic. It's not only your family eating the food, it's my family eating the food. And I want to raise it to the best standards that I can raise it at. It needs to be top quality and raised the right way. My name is Craig Spencer. I raise turkeys for Butterball.
I'm Robert Edmondson. I raise and care for turkeys for Butterball.
These food influencers and these bloggers, what we would do is just kind of invite them in and invite them to try our food, invite them to take pictures like all bloggers do. We get to get our food out there to a much wider scope of people.
ConAgra has been making great food for nearly 100 years. Our company is home to an iconic, trusted stable of consumer brands, and we bring this same portfolio strength and expertise to our dynamic work in the food service channel. Our team is passionate about the issues that matter most: food patrons love, services that give you an edge, and smart insights to help you connect with customers and build your business like never before. ConAgra Food Service is more than just a supplier. We're a true partner. Our relationships are built on a foundation of consistency, quality, convenience, and customer satisfaction. We understand the needs of commercial and non-commercial operators across food service segments, so we offer a versatile range of on-trend products and classic favorites alike. Food service professionals trust our brands to deliver back-of-house ease and front-of-house recognition, day in and day out. From innovative product and packaging development to menu optimization and promotions, our culinary, marketing, and sales teams are dedicated to your success. And we're looking forward to making good food together for generations to come.
That's so good. You should put that on the menu. Awesome. Wow.
Okay. Better? Believe it. From Rich's Health, Authenticity, and Sustainability team, this is our story. So far, consumers are changing the way they eat and interact with their food. In response, the culinary landscape is quickly evolving. New expectations have emerged. Consumers want delicious, nutritious experiences they can trust. That means increased demand for foods that are healthy and authentic, transparency around ingredients sourcing and processing, as well as a demonstrated commitment to sustainability. Operators need to balance these new requirements while delivering the taste, value, and accessibility consumers count on. From grocery to food service and e-commerce, every channel is experiencing the shift in some way. While this puts added pressure on operations, those who respond are reaping the rewards. Meeting modern demands translates into major sales, with natural, organic, and functional food and beverages in the U.S. outpacing mainstream packaged food fourfold. The opportunity is ripe.
What's up? This is Roy from the Kogi tribe right here in LA. Good to see you. My family is a food family. I help my mom out a lot packing food. She used to hustle food like mixtapes, you know. Got my first executive chef job at Embassy Suites Lake Tahoe. We moved up the Embassy Suites brand. And then I went for the mountaintop of that group, which is the Beverly Hilton. It's where they hold the Golden Globes and the Grammy parties and everything you think you want, and you get there, and it's like, this is the worst thing ever. My business partner, Mark, he calls me talking about putting Korean barbecue in a taco late night after the club. Literally, the moment we ate that taco, like we had to do it. We were completely possessed. This is the Kogi short rib taco. That's the first thing we ever made. Salsa Roja is the beginning of Kogi. Without this, Kogi wouldn't exist. And then the thing that made it Korean, beyond the sauce and the marinade, was the salad on top. And this was to mimic the whole experience of Korean barbecue in one bite. Kimchi quesadilla? Right around finals week at UCLA, we got to the dorms, 600 kids out there, and there was like 1,000 more up in the buildings. I got out on top of the truck, and I was yelling, and I was like, however long it takes, we're gonna make sure that everyone gets fed. We woke up the next day, and all of a sudden our Twitter account had blown up, word had gotten out. You know, Kogi became legend that night.
It's like soy and ginger and amazing smoky flavors.
Kogi didn't fit into the LA food scene. Kogi threw a rock through the window of the LA food scene.
The latest LA must-have that has people scrambling to find and waiting hours to buy is a taco sold from a difficult-to-find food truck called Kogi.
Kogi hit a perfect storm. We were in the middle of that young energy. The food was bomb. It was a flavor that you had never tasted before, but was familiar. It exposed so many people to the fact that good food could be here on the streets. Okay, Matt, thank you. We're going on our 10th year, but every time you eat it, it tastes like that night we started. All my other places, I'm always changing the menu seasonally, right? Kogi, the fans won't let me touch it, you know? Everyone that was involved in the project cared about Kogi. I think that's what makes these sauces so special. We were never gonna put them in the bottle until everyone could really look at them side by side and say that this honors the soul of Kogi. Like the relationship we have with Ken's. I saw the truth in Ken's and it felt right. And so this sauce is not, we're not slapping our name on it. This is a Kogi sauce. This is as authentic and as real and as legit as the Kogi taco I'm making right here. Tastes like Kogi.
The right packaging plays a big role in protecting the quality of food in takeout and delivery orders. For hot items, especially those that are fried, vented containers help release steam to keep items crispy. When food is put in a closed container, order mix-ups can happen. Use a clear lid so both staff and customers can see the order. Despite precautions, sometimes takeout or delivery food can get cold. Consider including reheating directions to ensure the best experience. Give customers the same experience they enjoy in your restaurant, wherever they are. For dine-in quality on the go, you're good to go with these and more tips from McCain.
Success here begins here. Today, we're going to talk about what goes into the manufacture of quality kitchen knives and other kitchen tools and how they can help you succeed in your culinary career. Dexter Russell has been providing the right knife and solution to food service professionals since 1818, and we would like to share some of our knowledge with you here today. Heat treatment is the process of controlled heating and cooling of metals in order to change their physical and mechanical properties. The desired properties for the manufacture of professional cutlery are strength, resistance to wear, flexibility, and corrosion resistance. This process is key to the production of a small, tight, and consistent grain structure that promotes long edge life. To demonstrate why heat treatment is so important, let's take a look at the inside of a properly heat-treated blade. Under extreme magnification, we can see that the steel is made up of tiny bits of grain which make up a pattern. Now, let's compare a properly heat-treated blade with a poorly heat-treated blade. Under the same magnification, we can see that the grain size of the poorly heat-treated blade is larger than the grain of the properly heat-treated blade. When we superimpose the shape of the knife's edges, we can see how the grain structure affects their edge-holding qualities. As the knives are used, the bits of grain will gradually wear away. As the pieces of grain are eliminated, it becomes obvious that the larger grains will deteriorate the edge at a much faster rate than the small ones. This is the reason why a properly heat-treated blade will hold an edge and stay sharper longer.
My great-great-grandfather came over from Poland in the 1900s, started farming, and my grandfather then started Gerda Farms with his 5 brothers. At one point they owned 90% of the valley. My father and my uncles opened up Davender Farms and ate Gerda Produce. My proudest memory is working alongside with my father, being on the tractors at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning growing up, being drug out of bed to get to the farm. I'm Michelle Gerda. I'm the 4th generation. My role here is food safety, day-to-day operations, transportation, and marketing. Farm over 250 acres. Growing and processing of onions, we normally put the onion seed in the ground in March and April. Direct seed is a 90 to 100-day crop. It's normally harvested end of August, beginning of September, and we harvest up until October 15th. From there, they get put into bulk boxes and put into cold storage. Once they're ready to use, when they're cured, they come into the packing plant. Our longest standing employee has been here for over 25 years, and they've seen me grow up in the truck with my father at 3 years old, and now I'm working alongside of them. In the area, the only woman in the produce industry that'll be taking over her father's footsteps and carrying on the Gerda heritage. I hold myself to a very high standard because my father has always taught me to always be a leader, always try and stay as progressive and forward-thinking as possible with machinery, with marketing, packaging. As far as the future for farming, it'd be very bright. There's a lot of opportunities if the consumer is still willing to pay for the local high quality products that are produced around here.
The strength and family tradition of Rotella's Italian Bakery dates back over a century and a half to this cobblestone building in Calabria, Italy. This is where Domenico Rotella raised his own wheat and milled it into flour. He used that flour to bake the hearty loaves of bread that he sold to the villagers. Over time, Domenico's mastery of the art of baking became second to none. He passed his knowledge on to his son, Alessandro, who immigrated to the United States in 1909. Rotella's Italian Bakery was officially incorporated in 1921 by Alessandro and his wife Maria, who settled in Omaha, Nebraska. Here, they began baking bread in a wood-fired oven and, in the tradition of the day, delivered bread to their customers in a horse-drawn wagon. Over the years, Alessandro continued practicing his father's art and became a master baker himself. The spirit of entrepreneurship and tradition continued with Alessandro's son, Louis Sr., who guided the family company through decades of expansion with a strong passion for high-quality products, innovation, and a dedication to preserving the family tradition. In turn, Louis Sr. handed down the art of baking, the pioneering spirit, and the passionate commitment to unparalleled quality and service to his son, Louis Jr.
We're very fortunate for this still to be a family business. It started with my grandfather, went to my father, who handed it down to me, and now I'm handing it down to my sons.